Hey everybody, this is Heather here. I'll wait till everyone joins before I get started here, but for my replay viewers, welcome to Nighttime Tales. Thanks for joining in. We are posting these on YouTube now, so that's pretty exciting. And yeah, this is, did I say Nighttime Tales? This is Lil Explorers. Hi Rebecca, hi Easton and Ariella. So I'm going to try something here. I've got myself horizontal this time, and I think it was because my screen lock was on before. So yeah, I'm gonna try to see how this goes. Now, I thought I could view myself on the laptop, but it's not showing up. So let's see here. Just waiting for everyone to join us here, and we're gonna have a good old time today. We've got a fun experiment to do. We've got some books to read. I'm in the correct alignment this time. Yay, thank you. Yeah, I guess it was because my screen rotation was locked, so it wouldn't let me rotate properly. Hello there. Hi, Olivia. Okay. Oh, here, now there's my thing to see myself live, just to make sure I'm on screen. Okay, I'm gonna flip this view around, and then I'm going to put it up here. Sorry for these tech things right now. I'm just catching up on my live thing on the laptop here, and hopefully I can see who's commenting here. It's not caught up with me live. Okay, it's thinking. This is kind of funny, the lag on here. Okay, there I am. Now I'm just putting it up. Okay, let's see how the view is. It's a little high, so let's try to tilt that down. I don't know if that helped, but I don't want it to fall either. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Can everybody hear me? Let's see. Looks good. Okay, we've got a few people in here, so I'll just get started. Hi everybody, I'll say it again. Welcome to Lil Explorers this morning. So happy to have you here with me. And if you're watching on the replay, awesome. Welcome. You can comment as well. Oh, thanks Rebecca. I see your comment now. And we are posting these videos on YouTube as well, so go check out our YouTube channel. I believe we're just called Strathmore Municipal Library on YouTube, so you can go watch the replays there as well. Carolyn's videos are there too, so super exciting. Anyways, let's sing our hello song, and for Lil Explorers, I usually do the Tiddly Tiddly Bumblebee song, which will be really difficult with everybody at home, but first I'll sing it and you can clap along with me and try to sing as best you can, and then we will introduce you and you can shout out your name. So I'll tell you when. Here we go. Tiddly tiddly bumblebee, won't you say your name for me? Hi everybody, I'm Heather. And then we go, and that's a wonderful name. Okay, this time you're gonna shout out your own name. If you're at home with your sibling, both of you shout out your own name. I won't be able to hear you, but you can get someone to type your name too, to tell us if you're here. Okay, tiddly tiddly bumblebee, won't you say your name for me? Shout out your name. Nice to hear you all. Nice that you're here. Thanks for coming. And that's a wonderful name. Awesome. So we're going to get started with our STEAM experiment. I've got everything laid out on the table here in front of me. We are doing a ice cube melting experiment. Oh good, you can hear me great. I just saw that. Perfect. Thank you, Strathmore Library. I assume it's Carmen there. Our STEAM experiment, I posted the link, and this is from the website The Pinay Homeschooler. And that's P-I-N-A-Y, and the link is posted in the event page for this program if you would like to follow along, but I'm going to do it here, and if you want to do it as well at home, you can do that, or you can just observe it here. So first of all, I've got my stack of dishes. I've got my tub of ice, which is why we're doing it first. I don't want the ice to melt before our program even starts. And then I've got 3 different things in cups, which are going to attempt to melt the ice. So the first one here is salt. This is sea salt. If you are one of our staff at the library, you know I planned this because we have so much salt at the library to use up. But here I am at home using my salt, but whatever. This is extra coarse sea salt. I was just going to use table salt, so if that's what you have, perfect. That's what I was going to use, but this is extra coarse salt. Next, the experiment calls for sand. And also, if you know, I brought all my sand to the library and I don't have it at home anymore. So I'm making do with some colored rocks. These are just from the dollar store. They're called glitter gravel. And I'm going to also add in dirt in separate containers. So the experiment calls for sand, and I am just simply doing these 2 things because I don't have sand. So you can try and use whatever you have at home. Oh, Natasha says, "Hi, Miss Heather from Harvey, Harris, Hades, and me. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for popping by. I hope you're all doing good, and I hope your little one is doing well. Nice to see you, Natasha." So yeah, if you have sand, use that, but I'm gonna try it with dirt and rocks in separate containers just to see how it works. And I have 4 dishes because one of them is a control. So that means that we're not going to put anything in it. We're just gonna let the ice melt and see what it does. So I'm going to try to film here. So now I'm gonna hold this and try to do this with one hand here. So here's our 4 dishes laid out. We're going to take some ice. I think we'll put, oh, thank you for providing the link in the chat there, Carmen, for the experiment. I think we'll put 5 cubes in each dish. Maybe we'll do 6 or 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we'll put 7 cubes in each dish. You can put however many fit in the dishes that you're using. I just think 7 is a good number for my dish. So that's 5, 6, 7. Those ones are a bit smaller. I'll just put 8 in that one. No, that is 7. Never mind. This is a lesson in counting for me as well. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, and our last yellow dish here, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we've got enough to put one more in each, so we'll do that. There we go. Okay, so I think our yellow dish will be our control experiment, which means it will be just ice, and we'll watch it to see how fast the ice melts by itself. It's good to have a control just so you can see what the baseline would be. Next are these 3 dishes, and I think we'll line up our things here. There's salt, there's rocks, and there's dirt. So we are just going to pour this over the ice. And I've got about the same amount of each thing in each cup. And so hopefully that will keep it controlled as well. This is a lot of salt. Perfect. That should hopefully melt that ice right up. And here's our rocks. Put those over top. There. Lots of rocks. Okay, so if you are at home watching, let me know what your predictions are. Do you think the ice with the dirt will melt the fastest? Or do you think the ice with the salt will melt the fastest? Or do you think the ice with the rocks will melt the fastest? I got distracted because I see Olivia says they're doing salt, sugar, and control. That's a great idea to see if sugar will do anything. I can't wait to hear what your results are. So keep us updated on that, Olivia, and I love that you're doing it at the same time with us. That's really awesome. So we're gonna leave these sit. I've had the ice sitting out already for about 10 minutes. I got it just before I started the live stream. So this one, the control, you can see it's a little bit melty already. So the other ones were like that when they started too. So we'll see how they do. And I'm gonna flip it back to me and we'll read a story, and then we'll come back and we'll check on how our experiment's doing. Carmen says her hubby thinks salt will do it. Well, that is a very good prediction, and thank you for chiming in. I don't know what this is in my salt. Maybe a burnt piece of salt. Ooh, this is interesting because the ice is already like all stuck. It's all stuck together. I don't want to disrupt it too much. I'll let it do its thing, but it's frozen into place now. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if, oh no, the dirt one isn't frozen into place. And let's check on the rocks. They are not frozen into place either. So that is very interesting. Natasha says her and her kids think the salt will melt the fastest, and Angela says the same. Awesome, good to see you guys, Angela, as well. Thanks for coming by. Okay, so we're gonna let that be for a second. I'll switch this around. Am I back on camera? Yep. Okay, we'll try and get me back on screen how I was. Hopefully that situates. I'll see you in a second here when my laptop catches up. But hopefully the titles aren't backwards this time for the books. So this one, our first story, is called The Great North Woods. And this is written by Brian Hines and Michael Rothman. So you guys can see the cover. What kind of animal do you think this is? I'm not too sure. My guess, can you make your guesses at home? Oh no, it's a black screen. I think it's a black screen. Oops, yes it totally is. My camera didn't flip how I thought it would. Oh no. Okay, good thing I caught up. Okay, the live is caught up now. Sorry guys. So, yeah, Olivia, we can't see you. Now my comments are catching up too. Oh no. Okay, hopefully I'm back now. I think I'm here. Let me just double check. Yes, I think I'm here. Sorry, you just saw outside how scary it is. Okay, there. I'm catching up on the live now. Now I should be able to see. Let me just make sure it's okay. Okay, I'm on screen. Okay, great. I'm holding up the book now. And it looks like the text is front ways. Okay, phew, we're okay. Let me read that again. The Great North Woods by Brian Hines and Michael Rothman. So I was asking what kind of animal you guys think this might be. Give me your guess and I'll tell you my guess. I think that it's some kind of badger, I would say. Is badger the word I'm thinking of? Maybe, no, I mean wolverine. I think it's a wolverine. I think, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll find out in the book. Let's see. Okay, the Great North Woods. Here we go. At dawn in the Great North Woods. Look at those beautiful illustrations. That is a gorgeous flower. Can you guys see that okay? That is a carnivorous flower. Do you know what that means? Carnivorous means it eats meat. So that flower, if you've heard of a Venus flytrap, it likes to eat bugs. Let's see. Sunbeams chase the evening's chill from moody forests deep and still. Aspens quiver in the breeze, thistles welcome bumblebees. Pitcher plants crowd misty bogs of muck and mired rotting logs. So a pitcher plant, that's what this is called. It's similar to a Venus flytrap, but it's called a pitcher plant because the little flower blooms, or I guess, I don't know if they're leaves or flowers, but they are shaped like a pitcher that you would put water in. Bobcat stirring in his lair, preening, cleaning matted hair, rested, ready for a day of hunting unsuspected prey. And then up here this says tri-colored bumblebees and swamp thistle, and bobcat, northern pitcher plant, sphagnum mosses. So there's the pitcher plant again. And some moss. Oh, thank you, Macaroni Kid. LJ thinks it's a bear on the front cover. That's a great guess. I think it might be related to a bear. We might find out. Thank you for sharing your guess. Great gray owls fold their wings. This is what the morning brings at dawn in the north woods. And then this says, great gray owl in a black spruce. A spruce tree is a type of pine tree, and it has needles like the Christmas trees that we bring in our houses. And here's the great gray owl. That is just beautiful, isn't it? Okay. In the waters of the great north woods, look at that pond, lake. That is a beautiful illustration. What sort of things do you see in here? I see some lily pads, some grasses, some rocks and land over here, and some big trees. Tell me what you see in the picture there as well. The trill of the loons, a rich cascade of notes that echo in the glade. Herons snatch up pollywogs, stab at perch and leopard frogs. Rafts of mallards, blue-winged teals, tip their bottoms, dip for meals. Milfoil, duckweeds, scuds, and grasses, from bills to bellies, hunger passes. And then this says, male and female mallards in water, blue-winged teal in flight. So here are the mallards. This is the male, the boy, and this is the female, the girl. And then I think this is the blue-winged teal. It's in flight. And can you see the heron here? This is, this is the heron. It's eating some pollywogs and leopard frogs. Sounds like a good meal to me. Hopefully I'm still fully on screen here. Anglers hail from near and far in hopes of catching mongoose gar. Walleyes and bullheads cruise about with rock bass and salmon and rainbow trout. In the waters of the great north woods, here's the long-nose gar with some water lilies, and here's the walleye and black bullhead catfish. So that is some murky looking water, if I do say so, but that's what the marsh looks like, I guess. I don't think I'd want to swim in there. Would you guys swim with these fishes in that brown murky water? Let me know if you would. In the forests of the great north woods. Look at that, beautiful. What kind of animal do you think that could be? Any guesses for what kind of bird that is? It's got a yellow belly. Really pretty bird. Wow, look at that. A pack of gray wolves trotting south, bristling fur and panting mouths. Panting. They're tired because they're running so hard. Gray wolves in a forest of black spruce. That's what those are there. A bull moose, yearling's startled grunt, signals the clan is on the hunt. Excited howls are drawing near, spilling waves of mortal fear. Bull Moose races for the lake and plunges for safety's sake. Shoulder deep he turns around to face his foes and stand his ground. The moose is safe for one more day, but patient wolves will have their way in the forests of the great north woods. There's a yearling male moose, it says, so he escaped the wolf pack for the day. He's safe in the lake, 'cause I guess wolves don't swim. Or if they do, they don't hunt while they swim. A night in the great north woods. Look at that. What kind of creature is this? Does anybody know? Make your guess. Shout it out. I think it's a flying squirrel. What do you guys think? That's pretty cool. I would like to be a flying squirrel. Do you see any other creatures in this picture? I just spotted one. We've got an owl up there, don't we? Star-nosed mole has broken ground to take a peek, to look around. Oops, I missed this page. Snatched up by a raccoon's paws, crayfish crunch in toothy jaws. A careless vole, a sudden squeal, great horned owl grabs a meal. Great horned owl caught his supper for the night. And then here's the vole. That's a pretty interesting creature, isn't it? Look at his nose. That's why he's called a star-nosed mole, because his nose is shaped like a star. It's got funny spikes on it. Barn owl plummets, a frantic squeak marks a different meal in a different beak. Red fox slinking from his den with hopes of turkeys in the glen. A white-tailed deer, his spotted fawn, bedded down await the dawn at night in the great north woods. And this is a barn owl and a meadow vole and the red fox. That's pretty nice. Switch sides again here. To life in the great north woods. Look at that. That is a raven, I believe. Or a crow. 1,000 lakes, 1,000 streams, a lifetime's worth of nature's dreams. Spruce grouse beating on their chests, wood ducks squatting on their nests. Rousing duets from the wren and the lark, woodpeckers hammer on tamarack bark. Through rich golden meadows, coyotes parade as rabbits and hares hunker down in the shade. There's the spruce grouse and Canadian bunchberry and the pileated woodpecker on a tamarack. Our story on Wednesday night had a pileated woodpecker. Was anyone there and remember this woodpecker? He's got a red feathered head, and he was in our story on Wednesday. That's pretty cool. Porcupines clamber up jack pine trunks. Below them are chipmunks and snuffling skunks. Black bears are lumbering, ravens are gliding, beavers are building, and otters are sliding to life in the great north woods. Here's the North American porcupine. Has anybody seen one of these? I saw my first one in the wild at the beginning of March, and that was in Lethbridge. I was there for a library conference, and my coworker and I saw a porcupine out when we were out for a walk, and it was very startling, but we left it alone. I don't think they're very aggressive, but we left him alone, and it was really cool to see. So there's the porcupine. Did you guys like that book? This is The Great North Woods. It's a really fun one. Okay, I'm gonna get you checked back in on our experiment here because there has been some progress. So our control, as you can see, is starting to melt. There's quite a bit of water in here. Our dirt one, it's hard to tell because I dumped so much dirt on there, but it doesn't, oh, there's a bit of water in here that's gonna turn to mud pretty soon. You can see there, but it almost seems like the dirt is insulating the ice and making it not melt. I should have brought, maybe I do have a cloth here. Whoops, here's a paper towel. Our salt one looks to be doing really well. Look at this. It's a little bit stuck together, but look how much of this is melting. It's definitely melting a lot faster than the control. You can see how much water is in the bottom there. Ooh, that's cold. So the ice so far is doing the best. And now looking at our rocks, it's melting, I'd say, a little slower too than the control. So I think if anything, the rocks seem to be insulating the ice as well, same as the dirt. So I think the dirt and the rocks are melting slower than just plain ice, but the salt is definitely melting the fastest. And we can talk about why. If you haven't talked about why at home yet, tell us why you thought your prediction would happen. Talk about it and decide why you thought maybe salt would melt the fastest. Lots of kids said they thought salt would do the best, which it is. So you guys were good job. But tell me why you thought that. And I will do a little explanation here. So I'm just gonna pull up the website here and we'll put ourselves back up there. So the source on Pinay Homeschooler, their explanation, let me just scroll to it. So it says that we know salt dissolves in water, which means that the salt will break down into smaller particles and it dissolves, so it becomes a liquid itself when it's in the water. So we know that. This means that it breaks into particles when it mixes with water. A mixture or solution, which is a mixture of liquid and dissolved substance, of salt water has a lower freezing point compared to standalone water. So when you mix salt with water, it takes longer to freeze. It has to be colder to freeze. And then so when we sprinkle the salt on the surface of wet ice, the salt dissolves in the water surface of the ice, and this causes the ice to melt faster. So because the salt is breaking down, it breaks the ice down with it and makes it melt faster. So the salt water does not usually refreeze and stays in liquid form. So unless it gets even colder, it won't refreeze with the salt in there. So that's my little explanation. I hope that makes sense. So now you know why people use salt out on their sidewalks to melt their ice that's frozen on their sidewalk. I know that some ice can be harmful to animals' paws when they're walking on the sidewalk, so we want to either encourage our animal to walk on the grass beside the sidewalk if there's lots of salt out, or make sure we clean their paws off when they come in home and that they don't eat too much of the salt or let it harden on there. Let's see, Olivia says the sugar is melting the ice a little bit better than the salt. So that is really interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Olivia and Maya and Aria. That's really interesting. So sugar in the same way dissolves in water, so it has this similar properties to melting ice as salt would, I guess. Macaroni Kid says LJ wants to try with his pizza pepperoni because he says it's hot. That's too funny. Well, if you put salt on your pizza, It probably won't melt the pizza, just so you know, but it will get saltier. You could put an ice cube on your pizza to cool it down. That's a pretty creative idea though. I like how you think. Thanks for sharing that. Too funny. Okay, I did have another story to read, but we're almost out of time, so I think I'll just give you a little brief look at this story. It's called Sorting Through Spring, and it's written by Liz Ann Flatt, illustrated by Ashley Barron, and this is Math in Nature Level 2. I don't know if there's different levels of these, but there's other ones in the series, so Counting on Fall, this one's Sorting Through Spring, Sizing Up with Winter, and Shaping Up with Summer. So these are some pretty cool books that have to do with the seasons and with science and math, which is perfect for this program. I didn't actually say it at the beginning, but our theme for today, if you didn't notice, is Adventures in Spring. So we explored the Great North Woods, and we explored how ice melts, because ice melts in the spring, doesn't it? So we'll read a little bit of this book. Do you think that math matters to the animals and plants? What if nature knew numbers like you? Let's look at the spring. Imagine what patterns and sorting could do. What if raindrops weren't random dropping down from the sky? What if rain had a rhythm or a beat to repeat? Do you guys think that rain has a rhythm? I think it does, because it sounds like a pattern when it falls, doesn't it? Plop, drop, plop, 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 drop, plop, plop. Could that steady, wet sound awaken worms underground? Can you make up a clapping rhythm for the rain? Can you guys do that at home? Let's try. Let's get our clapping hands out. Plop, drop, plop, 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 drop, plop, plop. You try it again. Let's go. Plop, drop, plop, 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 drop, plop, plop. I almost messed myself up. As more raindrops flop to the plop, drop, plop, plop, they gather in muddled, wet, rhythmic rain huddles, while worms wiggle around on the ground. Do you see a pattern to worms on the ground? What do you think? Is there a pattern there, or are they kind of a little bit random? To me, they don't seem to be in a pattern, but they are all in squiggles, aren't they? Whoa. Oops, almost lost the book. Would prairie chickens practice their moves so they match? Woo, woo, flap, stampity, stomp, stamp. Can you perform this pattern? Let's try it. Woo, woo, flap, stampity, stomp, stamp. That's a hard one. Would birds arrange eggs so the tree branch is balanced? Oh, interesting. What do you think? See all their nests here? The hummingbirds each have their nests, and over here the robin has her nest. Do you guys see how many eggs are in each nest? How many eggs are in the hummingbird nest? And how many eggs are in the robin's nest? Looks to me like there's 2 in each hummingbird and 4 in the robin nest. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hummingbird eggs total, plus 4, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 eggs total. Would the smelt in the schools learn about pattern rules? Can you see 2 pattern rules here? Can you guys see the fish in the stream? Do you see any patterns? These are some really pretty illustrations. It's like they're made of paper. They're really cool. Check out those fish. Tell me what patterns you see. Carolyn, love your smile. Thanks, Carolyn. Love yours too. Let's see. We'll go to the end of this book, because we don't have time to read the whole thing, but it is a really cool book. Okay, here we go. Morning comes before noon, and noon comes before night. If the pattern was changed, wouldn't that be a sight? Maybe noon, morning, night? That wouldn't be right. The sun sets a pattern of light we all like. Morning, noon, night. Morning, noon, night. How can you tell it's morning here? What do you guys think? Does it look like morning because of the sun? The sun's just rising up above in the sky. And how can you tell it's afternoon? The sun's a little higher here, isn't it? And it's bright and sunny out. Try and turn the page here. So, does nature know numbers? No way, that's not true. The only creature to need numbers? Actually, it's you. How can you tell it's night? What do you think? What does this look like? The moon is out, we know it's night, right? Or if we don't see the sun and it's dark out. So then here's some nature notes about the creatures in this book. Lots of good information. And I hope you liked that story. So we're going to sing our goodbye song. Thank you all so much for joining me. And don't forget to check out Budding Bookworms on Monday. That's with Carolyn. And we'll be doing all of these programs next week as well. We'll be ongoing. Here's just one last peek at our science experiment. We've got a decent amount of water in here. We've got a little bit of mud starting in here, but not as much melting. In here, look how small our ice cubes are getting. I'm getting dirt in here. But yeah, these ones are definitely melted the most. And then here, these haven't melted very much either. So, you guys who predicted salt would work, that's the one. Okay, so I am going to put you back up here and we'll sing our goodbye song, which is Head and Shoulders, Knees and Toes. I know you probably can't see my whole body here, but I think you know the song. So we sing it through one time normal, head and shoulders, knees and toes, eyes, ears, mouth and nose. And then the second time we sing it, we'll say for the second verse, hands up high and wave goodbye. So you can all stand up with me at home and join me for the song. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, eyes, ears, mouth and nose. Good job everybody. Okay, one more time and we'll say goodbye this time. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, hands up high and wave goodbye. I messed up my body parts there, but hopefully I didn't trick you at home. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you had a fun time. I really appreciate your participation, and I am so glad to see those of you who came. So have a great rest of your day, of your Friday, and have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.